Alright, should be live. So before I get going and head into the town for the next big leg of what I wanted to do, I wanted to show you guys a little thing I have discovered. I'm sure it's pretty common knowledge right now, but at the end of the last stream, I found out that you can kind of have a little bit of control of the spawn rates of Pokemon. Right now, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I'm going around looking for a shiny Skidoo, I think is what it's called. Yeah, these guys here. I can go around and fight all the ones that spawn in, and as you kind of maneuver your way through the area, I have this like little path that I have going on. There's a lot of Skidoo that kind of spawn in around here sometimes. Doesn't look like I'm getting any right now, but by taking this little path, I can have a little bit of control as to what I see spawn in. So I can see that there's no Skidoo kind of in large numbers right now. So if I come back... Hey Richard, I see you in chat. Give me a moment. I'm just kind of showing this little exploit off. Now I can see that I've already spawned in different Pokemon. So as I'm going through and running around, kind of have to slow down here and there to make sure the game will load and populate the Pokemon as I'm running through. But you can see that I've got all new Pokemon cycling in. Still no Skidoo here, but there we go. There's a group. So I could fight those, increase my chance. From what I understand, after you fight a certain numerical threshold, you can, in theory, increase your chance of finding a shiny. I don't know the ins and outs of the mathematical formula, but let's just do it one more time to demonstrate. I will come back through, and again, all new Pokemon. So I can really just, like, based on where I'm at, really force a certain path of what Pokemon to come up to, and maybe increase my chances of finding what I'm looking for. I'm keeping my eye out for a shiny Growlithe, by the way. So the beautiful thing about this spot in particular is as I go through and I battle, I can come here, heal up, and go back out and continue the cycle all again. Now, as I go forward, let me pull up my chat here. I wanted to get that out of the way right out of the gate because that was such a fun little exploit personally that I found that I wanted to share with you guys. Actually about to start playing the game yourself? Well, you know, despite what everyone says, and yes, there are problems, we discussed this before, the game is legitimately fun. God hoping they're able to patch a lot of the issues. Certainly I hope they deal with the running issue of the game. I hear a lot of people are having crashes. I have yet to experience one myself. And from what I have heard, the biggest issue with crashes happens when playing in handheld mode. So again, we've discussed a lot of these, but the game is legitimately fun. Hopefully with some time post-release. You know, I quote him a lot because I have a lot of respect for him, but there's a famous quote from one Satoru Iwata. I believe it was him that said, a delayed game is eventually good, a bad game is bad forever. This is not to necessarily say that a game coming out broken is inherently bad. A bad game is bad indefinitely. So you have to get your mechanics correct, you have to root out the game, and Pokemon is a tried and true formula. I legitimately think the game would have been better received by the populace if it was given its time to develop and find its position better, and not be as buggy. But that doesn't mean that the Pokemon... Whoops, I am trying to set up my team here because I want these guys to evolve. My point is the game is not bad. Just needed a little bit of TLC. Alright, is that going to be... Well, that'll work, but I think I'm going to battle him manually and get more experience. Oh, wait, hold on. I have a way around it. Point is, some patchwork, some post-launch, we can get past the issues. I'm going to save the rare candies because they are a guaranteed level up. I'm going to burn through some of these. And let's see if I can't just pump out enough experience. 800, close. We'll use all of them. There we go. Just bringing up, support people were denying there being any patches in the future for this game. Apparently they're supposed to do that. It was in the announcement that they will fix the issues. I have Review Tech USA opinion on it. They should just release the game when finished, rather than release it with many issues and patches later. Not everyone has internet. No, that's absolutely fair. That's kind of the stance I and many people have taken for years, that we hate to see it. We being the older gamers. Yo, I like the evolution form of that. Anyways, remember a time when games didn't get patches ever. You would buy your cartridge and it just... Is there a third stage to that? There could be. That'd be really cool. There was an era in which games that would release finished. You couldn't get a patch. It is what it is. The bugs that existed. There was no way to get around that. And that's really what we'd like to see more of. We'd love to see games just said, hey, we need to sit on the development a little bit longer, and when it releases, it's going to be a finalized product. Now, we are in the 21st century, in which I also like the Golem look of that. That's pretty cool too. I like a lot of these so far. Getting a little bit of Minecraft Golem look going on here. I'm going to continue my thought in a moment. This Pokemon dry cures its prey by spraying salt over them. The curing process steals away the water and... Oh! Literally drains you of moisture. That's some, Oh, who is that guy? From One Piece. Crocodile. That is some Crocodile level stuff, and I like that. Get rid of that move. I actually really like this guy. I'm thinking I might be convinced to make use of him down the line. Not immediately, though. Anyways, got that cleared up. Go back to my boxes and do the maneuvering here that I need to do. The bit I wanted to get at is... games used to be released completed. You don't get that option, but we are in the 21st century. At this point, as things go on, you can get DLC, you can get, you know, minor adjustments here and there, but really, I would much prefer to see games getting delayed and released in what would be more considered their finalized state. This game, with all the bugs it has, really, really should not have released in this state, and I can't imagine that with Pokemon being as major a franchise as it is, with Nintendo being literally Nintendo's origin in how they grew to be as big as they are, the old classic fairy tale of Nintendo saving the gaming industry was their adherence to quality control in the release of their games. We seem to be missing out on that in recent years. The quality control is not at the rate that we expect from Nintendo. And that just is in part because that's the direction the games have been moving. It's a huge problem with the premise going forward with the idea of games as a service. Think about it. These days, you could release a game in its pre-alpha state if you adhere to the games as a service principle. Release a game in pre-alpha. Let people see what it is. Let people get... By the time it's done and completed, the people who actually want to play it will have already been like, oh, I beat the game in its pre-alpha state. It was garbage. And that's going to be a thing that we're going to see. Because nobody has to actually finish anything through that system. You can just... I don't know. I think I'm going off on a tangent that I don't need to dive into without, you know, having up stats and numbers and, you know, actual proper homework. But it just... I worry for the future of gaming. And, this is an unfortunate example of me having something to lean on for my worries. The game's fun, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying my time through it right now. But I think we'd be lying to say that the game is finished. And you're absolutely right. For people who don't have internet, how are they going to? How are they going to experience this game in a state down the line, 5, 6, 8 months, a year down the line, when it's finally done and it's gotten its updates and it's at its what should be release state? They're going to be stuck in beta. Because that's what this feels like. This feels like a late stage beta. It's almost ready for release. It's just not there yet. Sonic 06 was released in its pre-alpha state, unfortunately. That's how they sold it. Exactly. I actually was a day one buyer of Sonic 06. I loved the idea. I liked the visuals from what I was seeing. I was too young at a time that the whole furry bait thing was kind of... I look back on it and I'm just like, ugh, okay, yeah, that was an odd choice that they went for. But in the moment, I was young. I didn't care. I just wanted my Sonic. And what they delivered was terrible, god awful. I raged so hard at the game, I couldn't beat a certain level because I would game over, and was it a game over? I don't even remember. But I would have to redo the level like dozens and dozens and dozens of times. And it was a moment that the game ripped the control from the character away from me and jettisoned Sonic off into the ether, and he would just die every single time. I literally couldn't get past the stage, and I got so mad I took the game back and I just said, this is not something that should have ever been released. And I got a refund. Also, they were talking DLC for this game too, so that's going to be interesting to see. DLC I have less of an issue with. It is more of an expansion to your game. Kind of like how, what was it? Was it Sonic 3 on the Genesis released? And that's a full game. That's a game in and of itself. But then you could get the little And Knuckles expansion pack thing. And that was kind of like DLC in its earliest days. You put that on and all of a sudden you could play as Knuckles in the game. I have that, by the way. I don't even think I've gotten to test if my And Knuckles expansion works, but I have tested that the Sonic game works. But yeah, that was like DLC back in the day, so I actually have less of an issue with DLC as long as it acts as an expansion and not giving you things that should have been mandatory in the game. One of the things that I talked about when it came out, I know I'm not playing the game, please forgive me, I'm going off on something here and I don't want to lose this thought. This is actually a pretty good thought here, hear me out. I talked about when it came out, what was that recent Tales games? Tales of, it wasn't Abyss, it was, anyways, the recent Tales game, I did a video or two on it. I actually went and played it after doing the streams and videos and stuff because for whatever reason, it was a game that I started, left, started again, left again, started again, and finally am seeing through to completion in my own time. And it's very good. It's a very good story. I love the story. I love the characters. The outfits are DLC. That's what it should be. The outfits are amazing. I actually bought a few. I really like some of the ones I bought. My favorite one is being the school outfits because the... one of the characters you meet later on kind of gets this principal outfit, and my god, the guy looks good in it. Again, I will emphasize, I am very straight, but I am very comfortable in who I am, and I will definitely acknowledge when a guy is rocking some awesome duds. And the guy's outfit is on point. I bought the DLC for that single character's outfit, and I have not changed him out of it since. All the other characters I've danced around with a bunch of options, but... anyways, that's DLC as DLC should be. I'm not gay, but... look, Richard, game respects game, and boy, I've got game. I know I've got game. Anyways, stroking my own ego and unmentionables on YouTube aside. God damn it, I hate myself for what I just said. Anyways, aside from all of that, they included as part of their DLC something that in my opinion should have been default to the game. And that is this whole idea that you can expand your inventory. They literally have it as DLC to expand your inventory, and I'm sorry, the inventory by default is too small, too minimal, you're constantly running out of storage space. That should have been in the game by default. Again, your DLC was good. I don't buy outfits for half the games I play. I think they're ridiculous, but your DLC was good. Flavorful. I wanted it. I bought it. But then you included that, and I'm just like, oh my god, I hate that you did that. If your item management was a difficulty setting that you included as, like, the reason we have a minor inventory is we're playing on the idea that you don't have an infinite storage space that a lot of video game characters have. That's totally fine. That is a decision choice in the expansion and the experience of the game. You put your inventory space behind a paywall, and I hated that. So there you go. An example of good DLC versus bad DLC. Welcome to the stream, Ash. I'm sorry I'm delayed for saying hello. I have gotten myself worked up, and I needed to get this thought out of the door, kicked out into the field before I pushed on because I didn't want to lose it. And yes, the game is Tales of Arise. Thank you, Richard. Anyways, that was a thing that just happened. Now, I have a gym that I want to go check out. Ooh, hold up. Oh, the Sunflora! It's doing its night thing where it's all asleep, and look at the sleepy time Sunflora. I imagine this is not a real Sunflora because it almost looks too carved out of stone, but it's doing the thing, and so now I question, is it real or not? Yeah, meanwhile these ones are all like lit up and happy. What's going on over there? I feel like that was another one of my caffeine-fueled rants, but I've barely even had any coffee yet. No coffee, only half an energy drink, so... Was it caffeine, or was it just me ramping up my own energy? I don't know. Completely irrelevant. We're moving past it. We gotta come see this new gym leader. You're gonna either like or complain about how they go about the gyms in this. I personally like how they do it. I rather liked how they did it in Sword and Shield. It's one of the few things I did really, really like about Sword and Shield. They kind of had their own little mini-game aspect, and then it felt to me like what they did in the Orange Islands if you watch the anime. I love that aspect of a gym challenge. You have an actual challenge that you have to achieve, and then you have to prove your competence in battle. So we'll see where they go with this, but I will say that was one of the things I really liked about the last entry. For how often I reference it as not my ideal Pokemon game. Came to see this gym, huh? That could only mean one thing. You're out to earn some gym badges and take on the Pokemon League, aren't you? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes! I knew it. I'm so glad I asked you to do it. Before you can battle the gym leader, you've got to pass a certain challenge set by them. Their gym test. Every gym's test is different. If you ask at the lobby staff about it, they'll tell you what's up. That lady looks a little off. Something about her looks a little funky. Here, have these. When you use them, consider it me healing up your Pokemon. Well, thank you very much for the potions. Ugh! I'm so glad you're aiming to be a champion too. This is the best news ever. Man, I'm so excited I can barely stand still. Guess I'll just battle every trainer I run into. And off she goes. To go crush some newbies in very unfortunate circumstances. Welcome to the Artisan Gym. Let me register you as a challenger. Your name is Ian, yes? I figured out what it is. Her eyes are just a little bit too far apart. They're kind of giving me that Uncanny Valley look or something. It's not the right term. Point is, eyes needed to be just a little closer together. Great. Now in order to face Gym Leader Brazius, you'll first need to pass the gym test. Here at the Artisan Gym, that means completing a game of Sunflora Hide and Seek. As you may know, Artisan is a city of artists. The artwork made by people here is largely inspired by nature, and the sun that nurtures it. Since Sunflora embody these concepts, we try to gather them and take good care of them. Your job today is to find the Sunflora located throughout Artisan. Remember these Pokemon. These Pokemon look like sun-shaped flowers. Gather up 10 of them and bring them to the Sunflora lawn, and you pass the test. I'll register the Sunflora lawn's location in your map app to get you started. When you leave the gym, turn right and you'll see 2 large Sunflora statues. Head for those. Once you're at the lawn's entrance, the staffer there will tell you more about the gym test. Now, get out there and have some fun. What if I brought my own 10 Sunflora? Like if I just went out and caught 10 Sunflora, is that good? I feel like it would meet the objective. By the way, Richard, Ash, I don't know if Ash is still in the chat. Seemed like he might have stopped in and head out, but have you, in the past or even presently, done any of the... I keep doing that accidentally. Done any of the Black Friday shopping? On my way to the gym. I'll be right back. Nature calls. I apologize about that. Alright, let me read over the chat. It doesn't meet the objective if you catch them, unfortunately. Also, you can't leave the town during the gym test. Oh, okay. But still, if I brought 10, like, into the gym, into the town, they've told me what the test is. So, I could, in theory, have either already caught 10, or go catch 10 right now before I go there, and complete the test that way. At least in line with the rules as laid out verbally, obviously not the rules as laid out in gameplay. Also, never done any Black Friday shopping yourself. While it seems like a good idea, the stores get way too crowded, and I'm a little claustrophobic when it comes to that. I totally get that. I used to be the very same way. And then I started doing Black Friday shopping for the holidays and realized, holy crap, there are some good deals that you can get during this time that are sometimes worth it. I'm going to get into that in a little bit here. Hi there. I look at... Are you the same lady? Twins? Twinsies? Hi there. I looked after the artisan gym Sunflora. Okay, so you have to find the artisan gym's Sunflora, not just Sunflora in general. So the lady before didn't say that. I hope you're ready, Challenger. It's time for a game of Sunflora hide and seek. I'll go ahead and ask the Sunflora to spread themselves out around town. You seem a little too much like you just want to leave the Sunfloras laying around outside to die. Me? Look, I am a man with an actual green thumb, so... leaving them outside to die seems like a bad idea, but you know, they are plants. Find them some good healthy soil, get them a spot where they can really soak in the sun's rays, and you know, keep them watered regularly. Alright, I have to find 10 Sunflora within the town. Hopefully not too hard. I wonder if it's going to be a timed thing, like if I've got like only 10 minutes to do it. Okay, doesn't necessarily look like it's inherently timed or anything. These big things are probably not it. Yeah, so it's going to be these guys over here running around. Oh, and they're going to follow me around. Okay, hold up. There could be some fun here. Yeah, look at them frolic. There's going to be some fun here if I get enough of them following me behind. Hey, don't... Yeah, there we go. Really? Come on. Man, you really want to get stuck on those stairs. Ah, there we go. Anyways, the topic of Black Friday shopping. You've really got to know kind of the games that a lot of stores will play, though. One of the common things I see is prices advertised at their standard pricing, but now all of a sudden they're going to say, hey, the regular price is like $20 more than it usually was. That's kind of shady stuff, in my opinion. They'll put on $20 and then say it's $20 off, but we've done nothing to the pricing. Such things you kind of got to keep your eyes out for. I don't even know if this is part of the town or not. I'm assuming it is. Ah, okay, it must be, because I see a sunflower over here. You know, I'm kind of looking around, just keeping my eye open for the sunflower themselves. But I gotta say, this is actually a really beautiful park-like area. We have something very similar to this in a local park called Formar. You can actually look it up, but we have some like wooded paths that actually lead up to a publicly available like treehouse area. It's really kind of cool. It's a fun thing to explore at different times of the year. You can kind of see the seasons change, and it gives you a great woodsy experience. There was a greenhouse when I went to a biology class in high school. Naturally, that room was always hot. Never took my jacket off at school during the winter. Yeah, not my best idea. Now, even a greenhouse, even in the dead of winter, very comfy. Yo, hold up. This is gonna be a thing, isn't it? Hold up. There we go. Alright. We got this one, but I don't... Oh boy. Oh boy, as cool as it is having so many sunflower around me, man, their frame rate goes to hell. I suspect you're probably... Yeah, okay, you're just kind of lost. But I mean, you're lost in here with your fellow Pokemon, so... At least you're capable of having a good time with it. Well, I've got 8. They put a lot of them in here, didn't they? Yo, no, hold up. How do I... Oh, I do. Just talk to it through the gate. Alright, you are not one. We aren't done yet in here. Yeah, here we go. This is the 10th. And speaking of that class, the teacher of that one was actually always nice, but for some reason, nearly all of the class unfairly hated her. One student blamed her for her panic attacks. Hold on, the student was the one having the panic attacks, or the teacher was having the panic attacks? Because a student blaming a teacher for a panic attack kinda... Okay, this is what they intended for me to do, and I bypassed the entire intent. I'd say my bad, but I kind of find it funny. Oh boy, I'm stuck in the Sunflora. Alright, I think I'm making my way out. Alright, then back this way. Yeah, trying to blame a panic attack on a teacher, unless the teacher is actively doing something to initiate it. I don't know, it seems kind of an oddball move. That said, you know, if the teacher is having panic attacks because of the students, I don't mean to be overly rude, but being a teacher is not an easy task. Students are going to be rough, and there is literally the old saying that kids are cruel. I think most people... Can I get you guys to turn around too? There we go. Look at them. Anyways, yeah, so if the students are giving the teacher a panic attack, I don't mean to be rude about it, but maybe look into your profession a little bit. And see if where you are is where you need to be. Or maybe, I don't know, you would need to come up with a way to deal with that. Because, unfortunately, there is the aspect of kids being kids. The student was having the panic attacks. I should have been more clear in that last comment, but dang character limit. Yeah, no, YouTube will get you like that. But yeah, like I said, if the student is having the panic attacks, unless the teacher is doing something inherently to trigger such panic attacks, it seems more like just a deflection from the student side. They don't want to deal with what the actual issue is, and so they're latching on to something that they saw as an easy target to navigate the blame towards. It's a thing that's all too common with a lot of issues. We all do it, to varying degrees, and we would do better individually to be more capable of at least dealing with when it's pointed out to us with more tact, is the way I'll say that. Excuse me while I move that. There we go. Well done on finding all of these Sunflora. You passed the gym test with flying colors. Now, please head back to the lobby at the Artisan Gym to report your result. Okay, but can I come in here and play with these guys for a little bit? 'Cause look at them! So many of them! It's beautiful. What is with that statue? I don't know. Kind of cool though. If you've, I've mentioned it before, I'm a big fan of the older dot hack quadrology, and this almost is giving me some vibes of the early Skeeth scepter that he would wield. It's really cool. In the GU series, I know the emblem gets used from time to time, but Skeeth now starts wielding a scythe rather than the scepter that he did in the original quadrology. I don't think people who get panic attacks should be teachers myself. I can definitely call being a teacher the most stressful job that normally isn't dangerous. I don't know if I would say the most, but it's definitely something that the stresses of which go... what's the term? People don't have a appropriately placed level of respect for what the job entails. There's a more direct term I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. It is an underappreciated job, if nothing else, but there are many, many jobs that are. Alright, you've earned the right to challenge the gym leader. Alright, the gym leader's name is Brassius the Verdant Virtuoso. That's a pretty dope title, I like that. Very well, allow me to show you to the battle court. Yeah, the thing is a lot of people don't understand the kind of jobs that really keep this the world of ours that we have come to appreciate, or to not appreciate, even though we should. We really take a lot of those jobs for granted. I've talked about it before with what I do with my job in terms of, helping keep young individuals out of the judicial system, we'll say. And one of my favorite stories is a youth that came to... I know I'm going to be a minute here. I'm going to derail onto this story for a second. Go ahead and skip ahead if you're watching the VOD later. If you don't want to hear the story, but the story is a very emotional, heartwarming one in my opinion. we used to do training courses for people who have never had the opportunity to be involved in the workplace, who are of the older age range. You know, you can start working at like, what is it, like 17, 18, so on. And at like the 17 and the turning 18, you need to start looking at how you're going to develop yourself into the future. And you really need to have something you can lean on, especially if you're someone who has been involved in juvenile justice prior to. If you're going to be entering the workforce, you know, 16, 17, 18, whatever, you need to have... You need to bring something on a resume that doesn't say, I spent the last 4 years in juvie. Unfortunately, if you spent the last 4 years in juvie, it's very hard for you to put anything on that resume. So we had a system that was kind of a job training program where we were very much like, let's say it was a coffee shop one year, and it would be, you are running this coffee shop. We are giving you the proper training as assisted from other coffee shops in the area, and for this season you are going to be running this shop. You are going to be worried about stock, you are going to be worried about dealing with customers, you are going to have somebody on staff who is more tied to our agency, who is going to make sure that things go smoothly and can guide you when needed. But this way we are going to help navigate you into the working force and give you something that you can really present to someone when you go out into the field and say, I'm looking for a job, or I'm looking to get into college. Here's why I think I still have, despite my history, things to offer to this world. And frankly, it was a surprising success. I mean, surprising is up to your interpretation on the situation, but we had a lot of great success stories. One of my personal favorite was a guy who came in, stuck with us through the entire program, and afterwards immediately went out and got a job at a water treatment plant. He immediately went out and were just like, look, this is a job people need to do. No one wants to do it, and it's a skilled trade labor job. The man immediately went out into the workforce and was making money pretty close to what I was, and it was like, holy crap, this guy just went with it and took off flying. We actually got invited, some of us who were a part of the program, actually got invited by this guy to like his, he was so proud he was finally able to get out with his girlfriend and move into their own apartment. He was finding stability, and he was so proud, and actually brought us out to his apartment at one point to celebrate, and it was very heartwarming and touching. What's this 4-year gap on your resume? That's when I went to Yale. That's impressive. You're hired. Thanks. I need this job. Oh, that's pretty fitting. But yeah, it was a very emotional thing, and it was really cool to see the result of what we do for people, and to see someone take off running with it and really start to make something of their life after a position in which they hit a point where there were people in their lives telling them, you have ruined your life forever, you're never going to get anywhere. And to come through our agency and to just be like, no, that's not true, you just need to be shown a different way, and to be shown that different way and take off with such success. It was amazing. Sorry for that rant and the derailing and going off on that. I don't try to talk about my job too much because I can't give too many specifics, but I think I avoided giving anything that would tie the agency or the people or anything involved besides me and a story. So hopefully you guys kind of find that as touching as I do. Obviously you guys might not, but I loved stories like that and I wanted to share it. I'm sorry. You did well to come this far. I am Brassius, an artist specializing in grass-type Pokemon. I am also the gym leader here at the Artisan Gym. I was observing your gym test from atop the windmill, you know. The perception you displayed in finding Sunflora was truly... Oh, how shall I describe it? Yes, it was truly avant-garde. I only pray that you might demonstrate that eye for beauty in our battle as well. Enough talk. We must begin creating our collaborative work of art. You know, I'm not sure how I feel like about the guy's... The guy looks like he wears himself out at his job. But again, I respect the idea of people who are passionate in what they do, and I like the feel they give me from that. You are challenged by Gym Leader Bracius. More like I challenged him, but fair enough. Alright, obviously he's going to come in strong with some terastallizing at some point. So I wonder how that's going to cause the change up in the way the battle unfolds. Because right now we're coming in with Ash and we're just gonna... If it's purely a standard grass gym, we're gonna wreck house. Alright, now we're switching into Small Live. We'll keep this out. Forgot to say this. Hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, Richard. I should have opened up with that. You're right. I hope everybody else had a fantastic Thanksgiving as well. Got to spend some time with family and loved ones, and hopefully it was a good time all around. Hopefully nobody had to argue about politics at the dining room table. Alright, now we're getting to Sudowoodo. I'm going to switch Pokemon here because I know Sudowoodo is by default a rock type. However, I don't know what it's going to do on the terastallizing side of things. I think I'll send in Lupin. Because at the very least, if it switches into grass type moves, will be decent. And if it stays rock type, we're covering fairly well on the type advantage. This has promise, yes. Let us lead this artistic something, something, something. Dialogue didn't stay up long enough. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, it's going to probably terastallize and do some crazy stuff. We have a huge level advantage, so I'm confident we can take whatever hit he throws, but we're going to spend the time powering up. So now he's going to get to his Truly Widow. So he's going to terastallize into a grass-type Sudowoodo. Is that where he's going? Ah, that's exactly what it looks like he's doing. Which, I'm going to be honest, the Sudowoodo design makes this really play well. I kind of like it. It's kind of like when you see out in the wild a grass or a flower of some variety vining its way up another tree. Alright, Trailblaze. We don't have to worry about it though because we have the same type. We can kind of eat the hit a little bit. I'm going to Hone Claws again. And I think I'm going to swap to using Bite, even though Sudowoodo has high defense. We've done some powering up, so maybe we can overcome the defense difference. And I gotta say, Richard, you're warning me about the way that the gym battles are going to be going. I appreciate it, and I've also got to say, I do like it. Like I said, I like the gym challenge being attributed to more than just the raw battle. Sometimes the terastallizing things go really well with the Pokemon it's on. Yeah, I can kind of definitely see that here. I think I mentioned before that the terastallizing I've seen here and there, some of it looks good, some of it didn't. That one looked particularly... Oh, Richard, you're evolving! That one looked particularly well designed on how it sat there. There you go, Richard. You've hit your full potential. Once it appears, it goes on a rampage. Richard, do you rampage? Do we need to talk about this? It remains unraged until it demolishes everything around it. It's like me as a child. Alright. So we've got Big Beefy Gyarados, which is a huge staple in my party. Oh, what artistic tactics you employ. The patterns of your moves, the minute details of your Pokemon's performance, everything you did was honed to perfection, much like the claws of your grassy kitty cat. Our battle was, in a word, art. Indeed, if we could not call that work of artistry, then nothing else in this world could be labeled as such. Oh, Richard, you're evolving. Me chunga. Me feel strange. Evolved into modern-day human being. As proof of your artistic prowess, you may have my gym badge. Shall we take a photo as well? Oh, alright. Bro's just like, hey, bring it in for a selfie. Kinda like the posing. I don't know, something about that just like... Congratulations! Now, pose with me! Alright, so Pokemon up to level 25 will follow our command. Classic rules. I have heard that there is more than 8 gym leaders. And I'm really excited about this because this is actually something I have talked about in other avenues as well. I've mentioned before. Okay, let me get through this and then I'll get to what I was talking about. To a fantastic trainer such as yourself, I would also like to offer this. A favorite of mine. Alright, Trailblaze. Nice. The user attacks suddenly, as if leaping out from tall grass. The user's nimble footwork boosts its speed stat. My inspiration is overflowing, as if drawn from the bottomless well. I will begin a new piece at once. You must excuse me. Farewell. Alright. I have talked about the idea of there being more than just the standard 8 gyms for a while, as far as like a concept and an idea. I actually did, and I think, Richard, you might find this kind of funny. I did I suppose you would call it a fan fiction of sorts, back in like the high school days, in which I presented the theory of how Pokeballs would work, the idea long before it was officially canonized, that gym leaders would have different sets of Pokemon to use based on the strength of their challenger. And I also included the idea that there could be more than 8 gym leaders, but that 8 badges is what a trainer needs to qualify for the right to challenge the Elite Four. So you would get 8 badges, and then you would fight among the people who earned 8 or more badges. And the stipulation I had in there is, hypothetically, if somebody had earned all the badges before the timing of the challenge comes around, they would just be sent to the finals, and the finals would be as large as they need be to accommodate for that. Anyways, it was a premise I did of a new trainer setting out into the world of Pokemon through the traditional means, despite constantly running into people who might have just started training, as you see in the video games quite often. Somebody was given a Growlithe as a child, and they always dreamed of being a Pokemon trainer. Well, they've already got their starter. They don't have to go through the traditional system of finding a professor and getting approval. So, I had delved into a lot of that, and despite having dozens and dozens of pages, I only ever made it from Pallet Town to Viridian Forest. Because I really wanted to throw so much into the lore and the world and the concepts I was building on. And I have found it hilarious over the years to see that some of the ideas that I was just like, oh, it'd be cool if this, but how do we incorporate, and to see some of those actually becoming like officially canon. I can't say I had anything to do with that. I never released my pieces anywhere. They've always just been in a zip drive on my a zip file on my hard drive. Like I haven't done anything with this in years, but I had so much of this laid out and planned out, and then I see Pokemon Company coming out and just being like, yeah, this is kind of how things work now. Really made me feel big brain as a young, dumb child, as it were. Because, of course, these ideas developed long before I put anything on paper. Just had to tell you, my Pokemon are learning some pretty cool moves. Be ready. How'd it go at the gym, by the way? I passed. Not too much of a trouble. Yes! I mean, it was obvious you were going to pass, but, you know, congrats. I'm so glad. I did that. I had exactly that take with a friend of mine when they graduated high school. I was there, I was a senior when they became a freshman, and you know, sometimes you just gravitate towards people for certain reasons. And as their friend, they were just like, man, high school is so much harder than the middle school. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this. And they went through their entire first season, the first year of high school, absolutely tanking. And you know, I was just kind of being their supportive guy. And after I left high school, I'd still talk with them here and there. And I remember going to their graduation, and they were so excited to be graduating, and I was just like, dude, I told you from day one you're gonna pull it off. It was just like, they were so excited, and I felt kind of like an ass because I was just like, dude, I'm not even remotely surprised. I told you it was gonna happen. I do appreciate that they didn't take it as me belittling their accomplishment, but rather as a foundation of, I told you you were gonna do it, and here you are having done it. So, you know, one of those things that could have gone south way fast, but they were just like, no, they appreciated it. I'm so glad I encouraged you to take on the gyms. Nice job, past me. What? I think I read that wrong. I'm training hard too, by the way. Day and night, going all over the place to boot. Thank goodness we've got the map app. It helps a ton with figuring out where to go next, especially in a huge place like Paldea. After all, the path to getting stronger usually has some strange stops and detours. Speaking of going strange places, I wonder what Arvin's up to. Anyway, catch you later. I hope you know I'm gonna want to battle if we run into each other. Absolutely, I've gotten the idea that you want to battle even though you're not near me right now. Honestly, I was always like, there are this many types, why don't they have a gym for each type? That always made more sense to me. Or, I just wanted a game to be longer. I've also had an idea of what I thought the Pokemon franchise was going to do before it took the step into the 3D realm. And unfortunately, it never did that. I was really hoping that we would get, like, on the Switch before it went to full 3D. I was hoping we would get one last 2D game. Now that they could put so much data on a system, they would go for the 2D game, the pseudo 2D 3D. They would hit us with the 3DS style game. You know where I'm going with this. They would hit us with that style of game that would still be far reduced graphically from what the Switch was physically capable of, but it would present us with a game that would be, here is your new region. And then we're going to give you updates. And in these updates it will be paid DLC in which you will get to explore all of the past regions one last time. This is our official send-off into the new era of Pokemon. And I thought if they did something like that, it would give them a good point to say, this is, up to this point, the definitive Pokemon experience. Now, going forward, there are certain restrictions and cuts we have to make in order to bring Pokemon into the new era. I think this would have been a much better way for them to go about having to cut the Pokedex size. I think you could have avoided a lot of the controversies that way. Unfortunately, they never gave us that, and we ended up down the avenue we are. Which, you know, for better or worse, it's not like it's something to be overly complaining about, but it is a thing that is what it is. I also did, after Sword and Shield came out, when we were facing the whole Dexit issue, I actually did a video that I put a lot of thought into developing what I thought would be a great way for them to bypass the negative stigma around that, of which I still have some negative views regarding that topic. I kind of want to go out this way, so I'm just going to set this as a random destination point. Anyways, I still have personally a little bit of ill feelings towards the way they went about it. And one of the things that I had said that would have been, oh, that's so cool. That's kind of cool. Anyways, I came up with a system that could be constantly evolving with very little, once developed, very little need to do a whole lot. You just kind of cycle out. Here we go. You just kind of cycle out information and do what you need to as you go forward. Gotta stay away from the little Drifloon. Don't need it kidnapping me. And it was kind of like a revolving door system to the Pokemon Stadium experience. You develop a couple of mini games, you put them into a game, you develop a storied battle system that doesn't have to be. If you played Pokemon Stadium 2, you might have a little bit more of an understanding on what I'm getting into. There was a kind of like battling the gym leaders experience, and I had built up an idea around that. You could cycle out regions, gym leaders, and people would be able to use all their Pokemon based on the Pokemon Bank that a lot of people at the time were not seeing a lot of use in, other than it being basically a way for you to self-involve yourself in a Stockholm Syndrome experience with your Pokemon. Apparently there was a fan fiction posted that a Family Guy episode later had a similar plot to. I can't remember which one, but with the kind of show Family Guy is, it was likely just coincidence. I didn't pay attention to what happened last time, so... Okay, it's ground type. So yeah, Winnie staying in was not my smartest choice. Alright, Richard, we're sending you in. Get a bite of some ham. Chewy is the cat reference in that previous comment. Whoops. Apparently two of the Chihuahuas were being mean to one of the cats. The pit bull picked up Chewy by the scruff of his neck, carried him out of the room, put him down, let him run upstairs. That sounds like a, Where did Oinkalong go? I'm reading comments and not seeing what happened. Okay, it dug. That makes sense. That sounds like a family dynamic that is very functional, and I appreciate that. I've mentioned the similar situation with Mungo, our cat, and some of the, do not covet Richard. Richard deserves better. Anyways, yeah, the idea that we have a fish that gets out, and even Mungo, the cat, is just like, okay, but the fish shouldn't be out here. Guys, I can't help this thing. Get over here and do something. Pokemon Stadium 2, the game was too dang difficult for me to ever beat all the gym leaders or any of the Master Ball cuts. Also with Stadium 1. I am gonna catch this bastard. I want it. Get in the ball. But yeah, it would have been a way, though, for people to work towards that on a cycling in and out basis. You know, every couple of months you just cycle in some new gym leaders that you've already got programmed up. You don't have to put in the gym leaders' character models necessarily. I mean, you could, it would have been great, but could have just been a static image of the gym leader and then having all of the animations focused on the Pokemon. That, again, could have been something to develop and evolve over time. It was just a thought I had to try and have them develop something on the side that didn't have to be a mainline game, that would give people who were complaining about what we're going to be missing out on going forward something to do to fill in the void that they felt had been created by the removal of certain aspects of the Pokemon experience that we have, again, arguably taken for granted up until this point. It was a much smoother transition point than the hard snap that they did. And I think that hard snap, as far as the removal of features and the drop in, I'm going to be honest, the drop in quality on the delivery, really, really weighed on them for a while. And I don't think they're out of that yet. I think there's still a lot of ill contempt towards it. Realize that we lost certain features that up until now we arguably, like I said, may have been taking for granted, but we had these removed and promised certain things that were going to happen. We were promised we were going to get better models. We were promised we were going to get better animations. Turns out they really didn't deliver on a lot of that, at least in the initial aspect. Even now, the animations, some of them you see in the Pokemon battles, some of them are kind of lazy. So a lot of people kind of feel slighted in that sense. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that rather than giving these people an outlet to gravitate towards to get what they wanted, and an opportunity to, first of all, make more money. You're telling me you can't just have this thing exist, and now all of a sudden you have more of a reason for people to pay for their online subscription. I don't have Pokemon Bank right now. I don't have Pokemon Bank because I don't see a reason for it. I have so many generations of games worth of Pokemon that I would love to put on the bank. But I don't, because I see it as the Pokemon company holding my Pokemon hostage. I want my Pokemon! And if I have to go back and play my 3DS to enjoy some of the Pokemon I've had, I will. I will not let you hold them hostage over me behind a paywall. But if you gave me a reason to have your paywall, you gave me a reason to play an additional game to experience more time with the Pokemon I've spent time raising, I would love it. Sorry about that. This Pokemon sends a flower-like scent wafting about. Well-developed muscles in its leg allow it to leap more than 16 feet with no trouble at all. Also, it makes it for a very delicious ham sandwich. Didn't mean to do that. Send it to the box. It's not sitting in the party. And I gotta be honest, I like Lechonk a heck of a lot more. Lechonk just has that chunky boy design that you can't hate. Alright, let me heal up some Pokemon, because I made some bad calls while focusing more on discussions rather than battling. I wasn't done. Let's go with, we'll go with 2 regular potions. I don't want to use that many super potions yet. And now, let me throw Ash up front again. Because I'm coming in for the... Is it Bounce Sweet? Is that what the Pokemon's called? Steenie. Okay, I don't know where I got the other name from. We're getting into the era of Pokemon that I am not as knowledgeable about. Also, excuse me, I'm going to open up my drink here. That is the sound of caffeine about to get into my body. There we go. Alright, this is a mid-stage Pokemon. I don't think I'm going to bother throwing the Pokeballs. Let's jump right to the Great Ball. But yeah, there is just a There's so many things they could do that I'm surprised that we haven't heard of them at least planning to do, you know? Steenie spreads a sweet scent, another sweet scent Pokemon, that makes others feel invigorated. This same scent is popular for... Hold on, let me just rub my Steenie sweat all over my armpits. Popular scent for antiperspirants. That's just funny. Alright, I'd imagine out here somewhere we have a small live. Let's hop on the back of our Koraidon. Alright, we've got some ghosty boys out here. Trying to see what else. Hold on. Hold on. Stay there. Let me check something. Where is... Yeah, the other one was Spring. And I did evolve this guy, by the way. And it made me think. Would I get a different pattern if I evolved this Pokemon, the Vivillon? Vivillon. If I evolved Vivillon in another part of this game, could I get different patterns? Because the Pokedex entry seemed to imply a different take on the Vivillon evolution than what we had before. So if I found like a snowy area, would I get a different pattern? That is an experiment I want to try down the line. And now that I see that we've had the Spring Deerling, and now we've got a different one. And this is just based on, I think, the seasons back in the game they originally came from. The idea that this might just be based on where you are in the map makes... I really like it because it's it'll give me something to seek out and find, kind of like all the different colors of the birds. I saw that they came in different colors, and I immediately wanted the different colors. So now here I am trying very much not to just flame wheel it. Although if it's going to be healing... Yeah, and it heals to a fairly decent degree. Maybe I'll Howl Up, let it heal once for free, and see what the damage increase difference gives me. Point is, I want it in my ball, and I want it in the box with the other one. So I've got to dance the dance to not knock it out. Which kind of means I'm relying on Ash here to probably pull more than his weight would be necessary. Yeah, keep wailing on me with the Bullet Seed. Luckily, I'm stocked up on potions. There we go. That was a bit better. Now it'll heal up. And I'm going to potion up as well. And by that point, it will have gotten 2 heals off. Which might not be the ideal, but will put me in a better position to bite it again and get it low enough to actually try to catch. Trying to play the game with my brain, a little bit at least. It's got a lot of moves that are just about hitting multiple times. What's funny, in my opinion, is if I just threw Ash out and was just like, go murder this thing, he would have without skipping a beat. And here I am, I don't know, like 6 turns in, still trying to dance the dance with it. Clearly Ash is just a more capable killer than I'm letting him be. There we go. Get in the box. Richard, if you're still in chat, how far are you into the game at this point? I've seen some screenshots or images on Twitter from you, and I can see that you're significantly farther than me, but I'm not sure to what degree. After all, I have been limiting my gameplay to exactly what I'm putting on stream. I am giving you guys my entire experience from beginning to end. It's the Tauros! I wanted one so bad! Grab the item. Let me check my party. Glad I did that. We're gonna potion up. Whoa, they came in fast! Alright, just get in and rush one. Looks like I rushed a fairly large one too. I'm happy about that. I am absolutely throwing one of these on my party. Something about the Dark Tauros, man. That is a sexy Pokemon and I want it. Alright, we should be good to hit you with a Flame Wheel. Look, man, some Pokemon designs, they just hit you. Like me and Growlithe. If we can hit it with a burn, that would be great. I don't think I'm going to get that lucky. Because a burn would reduce its physical attack. Alright, at this point, it's really starting to lay on some pain. You know, I'm going to try to send in Lupin and see how he does. It's not the best option I have, but I'm curious. Beat maybe 3 gyms, 3 titans, and 1 of the Team Star. Not very far, but I've been exploring a lot. That's kind of what, my opinion. You know, I've said it before, I'm a big fan of the adventure aspect in games. So I am very much pro exploration when it comes to games like this. Wait, is this Tauros part Dark type? Is that why for the color scheme? Because it's clearly not just normal type, otherwise Bite would have been fairly decently effective. Okay! That wasn't what I meant to have happen. But this does give me some information to build off of for the next attempt. Yeah, we'll take Bug Bite over Double Kick. I like having the Ghost and the Dark type on it for the type coverage. Oh yes, the Fire Fang! Absolutely, one of my favorite moves. Get rid of Helping Hand. Get out of here. Fire Fang. I really like having the Fire Fang, Thunder Fang on my Growlithe. I think if I were to get a terrestrialized Growlithe, I would really like one to be part electric, just for me to kinda in the moment beef up that Thunder Fang. Either that, or just for the irony of it, jumping over to something of a, what is what I'm thinking of? Ice. An Ice type, just for the difference. I want the big one. The little ones are cute, but I mean, we're looking at a bull here. I need something with some beef behind it. There are other types for the Tauros. They do have visible differences to them, and I don't think they appear in the same spot because your brother could only find the one type. Hold up! Hold up! You're telling me there are more Tauroses? I am absolutely down for that. That sounds cool. Again, I love the OG Tauros. It is a really cool design, and I love it. This feels like such a good alteration. And if there are slightly different ones as well, I'm really excited to see where they take them. And it's super fitting. I mean, you literally have, like, this is basically Spain. You've got the old classic running of the bull. Sorry, I went for a drink. So yeah, the old running of the bull is a really fun thing for them to build off of. And if they're giving me more Tauros designs... Oh, Ash, you held on! Give him that bite. Alright, I am not getting lucky enough to get the fire stat tossed on. Alright, let's see if I can maybe... Yeah, both of those can leave the paralysis. Thundershock's a little weaker. We'll send out Winnie the Pooh and try and give him a little taser zap. See if I can't get maybe the paralysis stat thrown on. If I can't reduce your power, maybe I can reduce your speed. And then swap into something more capable of taking hits every so often and start throwing the balls. This Tauros, I love, I'm saying I love a lot of things about this game, please forgive me. But I do really like that it's battling the way you would think like a Tauros should. They gave it like a moveset that plays to that even in the wild. It is literally building itself up, getting stronger and stronger as it goes. Rather than just being like, we're going to throw it in early on and it's going to have like 2 moves. We're going to put it at a spot where it can really display what a Tauros should be doing. They come in Aqua type, which is water fighting, and Blaze type. Holy! I want the Blaze type. I'm a sucker for a good fire type Pokemon. We've had fire fighting before. We've had Infernape, but I mean, and beyond that. But give me a fire Tauros. That sounds awesome. Water fighting is pretty unique too. I don't know of how many Pokemon we've had with that typing. But again, I'm a sucker for some good fire types. Take me back all the way to the red and blue days for that one. Alright, for now this Tauros is absolutely joining the party. I don't have a good name for it. It's purely a fighting type. I'm gonna name it after my brother. That actually seems fairly fitting. Alright. So let me see. Who are we getting rid of? I want to see Nimble's evolution. It's got to have one, and I'm desperate to see it. Nimble stays. Ash stays, it's mandatory. I kind of want to keep Tom for a while. I want to see, you know, some more of the flying potential moves coming out, because right now he's got very weak move pools. But given the restrictions, I'm going to take the swap. They are swarming me, though. Alright, unfortunately, we're going to lose a couple of guys getting out of here. But I'm not doing a Nuzlocke, so I don't feel like I'm necessarily going to be too hurt by that. The one has visible red spots on the fur around its neck, and its tails are tied together and its tails are tied together and has different horns. Is that to imply that the tails being knotted together are making it angry and the rage is coming out in like a Super Saiyan fire aura? I'm taking this to a direction that I'm fairly certain they're not, but I'm unapologetic about it. I'm taking it there. Alright, there we go. Ash did pretty good considering he came in on 1 HP. And then from here, Lupin can kind of end the scenario, and we can book it back to the Pokemon Center. The water one has blue lines under its head and the fur around its neck, and different horns from both of them. I'm curious to see what the horn look is going to be about. Because if you remember, when I came across this guy, the horns being, you know, extra fat and chonky was kind of the one thing that I looked at and was just like, I don't know personally. Alright, female Litleo. I would like to try to catch you, but I don't think we're going to be in that position unless I happen to just get you low enough. Right now we're keeping Nimble out just because I want to do the damage. Well, I think I'll pop an Ultra Ball just to be extra certain on the catch rate. You had to look up what they look like. Well, I've got an idea in my head based on what you said, but that idea is very limited because I don't know what they look like. I'm really excited to find some. Litleo's data. When Litleo are young, female Pyroar will teach them how to hunt. Once the Litleo mature, they will leave the pride and set out on their own. Litleo, go to the box. And please tell me I don't have to worry about... Okay, yep, I got a little bit of space to get away. Charge! Get out of here! Back to the Pokemon Center, because, man, these wild Pokemon be throwing hands. And ham. Yo, hold up. What is up there? Oh, it's a Sunflora. I'm just so excited to see more of the new Pokemon. Exploring the new worlds are always fun, but it's seeing the new Pokemon designs that really bite you. I meant for that to come out in a complimentary way. I don't know if it did. Ooh, almost ran right into that swarm of them. I almost ran right into a murder of Murkrow. Alright, speaking of... throw Tauros right up front. It's Dark type. Does that mean it's good against the, Alright, that means it's weak against them. Yeah, my bad. Let me correct my mistake here. Alright, fair enough. Oh, it's pure fighting. That's right. It was pure fighting, but has Dark type moves. That was where my brain was putting that incorrectly. Whoa! That's same murder. Oh, little Hoppet. Are you guys wild? Ah, you are wild. Okay. Wow! Okay, yeah, oh, It's that flying type. That's what did it. I'm so desperate to get you some experience, but everything here you're weak to. Fight some Teddiursa. That's a little more your speed, right? Just don't find, oh, what's the evolved form? Ursaring. Don't find the Mama Ursaring. We'll be in trouble. Alright, that's also pretty decent. Go! Compete! Show your dominance! While I run in fear, because my god, they don't want to give me a break. No, this way. Good job. Onward to the... Wait, what? Didn't mean for that. All right. Let's go with Lupin. Bring out the powerhouse right out of the gate. Dodge, I see a Nimble. I love Nimble. I don't know if he evolved, but I love the little cricket boy. Welcome to stream, Dodge. Apparently, if you find a horde of 5 or more Tauros, there's a chance, though not always, that one will be of the other breeds. Oh, alright. There's a lot of interest in the way they're going about the changes and stuff. Anyways, Dodge, how are you doing? Do you enjoy? Oh, you're overseas. You don't do the Thanksgiving thing. Did you enjoy your Thursday? I almost did that classic American thing where I just assume everyone's American. Everywhere, at all times. What is that old Futurama joke? The United States of planet Earth or whatever. It looks like all 3 breeds of Tauros are in both games. Alright, so we don't have to worry about version-specific Pokemon on that front. But now you've got me wanting to see about finding some more of them. I got a wild one out here. We'll fight the wild ones as we come across them. I can swap out the party and just kind of do what I need to, because right now you've got me sold on wanting that fire type one. I'm good, merely existing, like I was yesterday. Well, you know, I suppose when you aren't celebrating the thanks of givings, it's about the best you can hope for, right? Wait, you mean to tell me my favorite Japanese singer isn't American? What the hell? Trying to evolve Gimmighoul, and it's a pain. Gimmighoul. Gimmighoul's the chest Pokemon. Gotta fight the Pikachu. Gimmighoul, I've found a couple of the coin guys. I haven't found any of the chests yet. I have an idea of where one might be that I've already passed. And I don't know what it would take to catch one. I have heard that, unfortunately for me, the different types of them, I would have to play the Pokemon Go app for me to get the other version. Glad to hear you're doing well, Dodge, and I agree, that is a pain to do. Yeah, if I wanted to catch the other version, I'd have to do it on Pokemon Go, and I have long since given up playing Pokemon Go. Mostly because where I live, it is such a hassle to get to play it. I'm forever and a half away from the nearest Pokestops, and the Pokestops that we do have are spread out so far that there is no realm in which they should be considered reasonable walking distance. I would have to travel some 5 miles out just to find a section where we've got 3 of them close enough together that you could walk about. Alright. Flower type powering up the Pokemon. And I gotta say, this is another one where the hat looks really good on it. Start with a workup. I don't think I'm going to need to worry about the element types. I think if I just slap it with some headbutts, we'll be doing pretty good here. I need to get rid of its terrestrializing effect so that I can start throwing the Pokeballs, because I want this guy. That's going to be me with most of the Pokemon I come across. Just looking at them and saying I want them. And come hell or high water, I'm getting this Floette. I kind of want to get it in a Nest Ball, but I don't think that's all that viable. So let's just jump. Let's jump to a Premier Ball. I like the Premier Ball. At your cousin's house, which you were at for Thanksgiving yesterday. There were literally 3 you could get to without leaving the house, and I'm admittedly jealous of that. Yeah, I think the Pokemon Company is unfortunately making decisions that are leaving the people who don't live in more densely populated areas. They're leaving them at a serious disadvantage. And to add to that, the people who live there don't even play the game. That seems to be how it is. Unfortunate. Again, when it came out, I tried to play it like crazy. I was going out for daily walks. At the time, I was working out in Detroit, which is a major city, so I was able to reap the benefits of that. But the second I shifted back to being work from home as the primary, it shot any opportunity to play the game out of existence. Again, it's not that I don't go out and walk. I go for about a mile hike every day. Hold up. Hold up. Why the... I've got to find that. Where are they? Dunsparce. Where are these tentacles that are either not in the water or the color? Somewhere there's a tentacle, and I'm going to find this guy. Also going to find one of you while I'm out here. I don't know offhand, but isn't that what the shiny tentacle looked like? Why would it show up on the map as that, as its color scheme? Alright, I don't see one of the special ones there, and right now I'm trying to find this tentacle thing. What's going on with this? Because I swear that's the color of the shiny tentacle. Yeah, it says you're over here somewhere. There's also some pine cones around here. So I've got to slowly meander my way around, make sure things spawn in and out. Because I want to know what the heck that's about. If they will tell me when a shiny's on the map, that's huge news. However, if it's just a different regional variant, it's weird that it looks so close to its shiny form. And I suppose I shouldn't rule out the possibility that I'm just misremembering what its shiny form is, but still, that's huge. I want this different tentacle. And I'm going to cycle through these Pokemon as much as I need to find it. Spawn some in, spawn some out. Sorry, I keep pausing to check out on chat. Make sure I'm not missing out on anything. Those little deer Pokemon, I keep almost running into them. Alright, Tentabro, where are you? Am I really just overlooking it? Go fight him. Maybe I need to defeat some Pokemon, get some more ones to spawn in. I'm not above getting creative. I want to see what this tentacle thing's about. Give me my Tentaboy. Do you want the actual answer? Or, I will say this though, the map showing Pokemon I think is pretty useless in my opinion. They're really misleading. Ah, damn it! That's disappointing. And yes, if I'm going to be wasting my time looking for something that is falsified, give me the actual answer. Because I'm getting myself psyched up now, and I don't want to be overly disappointed. So, crush me now while you can let me down easy, Dodge. Alright, I'm going to cycle wide and see if I can't find something out this way. Repeat ball's a good find. Give it one last pass around out here. See what comes up. It's not shiny, they're very rare, and they spawn near the trees. Okay, so it is some sort of regional variant. Alright, but now that I have that information, give me a second here. I've got to look this up. Shiny Tentacool. Okay, the shiny ones are green as far as what the gems on their head. Gem's not the right term, but you know what I'm saying. That's where I'm remembering the green from, but they are purple bodied, and I forgot about that. Alright, well, now that I've got the depression out of my system, let's head to a new objective. God, I want one, though. You know what? Let's go see what we're coming at over here. Or we'll fight some bird on the way. Didn't really mean for that, but I guess we're not above murdering some birds. Just found a shiny Cubchoo. Nice. So since we have a shiny in chat, I'll bring this up. My plan right now, unless I find ones that I'm particularly excited about, in my case, this would be like a shiny Growlithe, for example. When I reach the end point... Oh, get over here! No! Nope! Nope! I don't care what's going on behind me. Get over here. Anyways, all of the shiny Pokemon that I've caught, of which so far there is only one, unless it is one that I am, like, dedicated to, like a shiny Growlithe, when I get to the end of the game, I am going to be sending those out to my viewers. So if you want to be here for that, stick around and follow through. See what ends up getting acquired, and see if any of them catch your fancy. All right, there we go. Good bit of damage, and I'm not playing around. I'm jumping right to the Ultra Ball. I came across the Cyclizar out in the wild, and I just immediately beeline to it. Absolutely getting the party. We are getting rid of our... I don't have a name. I'm not going to go for a name right now. I am adding directly to the party instead of the little electric bear that we have. Give me my lizard boy. Victory hop. Alright, anyways, I was cycling back around. I think it was back up this way. Yeah, hard west. There we go. Also a good opportunity to stop off and heal up on the way. Saw the Tauros pop up out of the corner of my eye. Just wanted to check and make sure I'm not missing out on anything. Also, it might be getting banned in competitive play. Cyclizar is broken. I love it. I named mine The Ride, and damn, it's appropriate. Can you ride your Cyclizar, or do you have to stick with Koraidon? Don't get me wrong, I'm not against either. Would just be fun to have that as a in-party Pokemon, you know? Another one. I'm gonna catch it. I'm catching them all. I'm not letting you get away. I'm getting some more. Clearly, I have a gecko problem. These guys remind me of geckos. I've got a few as pets. I love them. Unfortunately not. Well, it is what it is. It's not going to stop me from having an entire box filled with these guys. Alright, probably going to need something beyond just a standard Pokeball, apparently. That guy busted out easy. I've already caught one, so let's try a repeat ball. Let's see if that does us any good. Great. And I'm going to go back and check the store and see if I can buy some Great Balls yet. Just because I need something a little bit more than... Alright, I didn't read this before. Apparently Cyclizar has been allowing people to ride on its back since ancient times. Depiction of this has been found in 10,000-year-old murals. Add him to the box. And I'm going to go back and see about some better Pokeballs. Because it seems the default Pokeball is starting to run out of favor. Okay, we got some Heal Balls too. Would be nice to run around with a few of those. Let's buy these in units of 10 so that I can also get some Premier Balls. I'm going to keep paying with cash. Because once I get to the higher end stuff, I'm going to be grateful that there is the alternate currency. Keeping my eye peeled at what spawns in, but I'm kind of heading more towards the objective at this point. And another one. I am not above catching multiple. Get over here. Guys, I apologize. I will be right back. Terribly sorry I had to leave you guys like that for a moment. Alright, let's see if I can't catch this one as well. So, what are some of the craziest glitches you guys have come across, either on social media or in your own game? The craziest one I've had happen in my game, unfortunately, it didn't happen on a stream. It happened when I was just kind of grinding in between the last stream and this one. Was a weird scaling glitch where the Pokemon that I sent out was, for whatever reason, much larger than it should have been. Didn't mean that. Let's just back out through it. Alright, that's a good couple of those guys in the box. Now, unless I find a shiny one, I think I'm just going to be taking them out? Cassiopeia here. I see you're getting close to one of Team Star's bases. I take it this means you've decided to join my operation? Wasn't really what I intended, but here I am. Thank you. With this, you're officially a member of Operation Starfall. Now, hold on a second. Oh, alright. Well, that's a thing. Does this Operation Starfall of yours have room for one more member? Who are you? I love it! The name's Clive. Oh? And how long have you been spying on us? No need to get your hackles raised. I'm a pal of our mutual friend here. Isn't that right, Ian? Shy as ever, I see. We're talking about going up against Team Star here. It's not like something you can join in for fun. I'm well aware. I just need to sort out some unsettled business with Team Star, that's all. Besides, I tend to get the job done well. Not that you can take my word for it, but it's true. I suppose I'm hardly in a position to refuse help. Welcome to the operation, Clive. Since I brought up the shiny Cubchoo, I'll ask anyone else notice Cubchoo seems to be Teddiursa's frostbitten twin. The first gym's olive sucked into my Miraidon and caused my game to freak out. just sucks. Alright. Fusion dance, go. And yes, Richard, I completely agree with that sentiment. Great, that settles it then. I think I heard your name earlier. Cassiopeia, was it? Who exactly are you? I'm giving him, instead of my usual, like, proper reading for him, I'm trying to go just a touch southern. Team Star and I share some history. That's all I'll say for now. I see. In that case, I won't press you further. Good. Now back to business. Let's talk Operation Starfall. Yeah, what would you have us do? Simply put, I want you to raid each one of Team Star's bases. Then you'll defeat the bosses of the team and put an end to their rule. Put an end to their rule? You mean we need to oust these bosses from their roles somehow? That's right. Team Star is made up of 5 squads, and each of those squads has its own base. You should be able to see the front gates of one of the bases now, in fact. I posted it on Twitter if you're curious. I'm going to have to check that out, Dodge. That sounds hilarious. My favorite one I saw was, and it's a famous one going around right now, the bugged out eyes that are just like cartoonishly jumping out of a character's skull. That's not as absurd, but the reference to it being like classically cartoonish, it just made it. It's almost one that looks like it could have been a part of a cutscene in a classic cartoon style game rather than the more anime inspired Pokemon. Oh yeah, I can see him over there. On the other side of those is the base proper, and somewhere within that base lies one of your targets, a squad boss. Okay, I'm starting to get the idea. Well, that's just the outline. The key to the whole operation is the code that the code that the team has to follow. If someone challenges one of the squad bosses to a battle, they have no choice but to accept. And what's more, if they just so happen to lose that battle, they must forfeit their role as a boss altogether. I went ahead and issued challenges to each of the bosses under your name, Ian. They're basically declarations of war. I realize that I did this before you even accepted, and I put a target on your back. But now that you've accepted, all is forgiven, correct? Now all of Team Star knows that we're looking for a fight. Now all of China knows that you're here. The old Mulan. So let's say that we defeat the bosses, and they step down from the roles. What happens next? The rest of the team crumbles with no one left to lead them. That's what happens. It's a solid plan, but not without wrinkles. Each base has a bunch of Pokemon inside it to fend off intruders, and the bases themselves are a considerable size. Your garden variety trainer would be overrun long before they'd get anywhere near the boss. That's why your skills are essential to this operation, Ian. Defeat the Pokemon inside the base, and drag the boss out from where they're fighting. First things first, though, you'll need to deal with any grunts that might be guarding the front gates. And what'll you be doing in the meantime? Like I said before, I have a history with Team Star. That means I can't operate out in the open. I'll back you up from afar. Alright. And what will my role be? Sorry, but I don't trust you completely just yet. For now, I'd like you to monitor the bases and act as Ian's support. You're a cautious one. Alright, I respect that. I'll be in touch again when the plan advances to the next stage. Good hunting out there. Well, go get him, Ian. Clavel, what are you doing? I have no idea what you mean, but if anyone asks you and me, remember this. I'm Clive, a normal academy student just like you. Nothing more, nothing less. God, that's so funny. Oh, that's unnecessarily funny. Him in the little orange shorts. It's ridiculous. Let's pop a couple potions. Let's really top off here. And if we're going to go fight what is assumed to be a, I mean, just look at it, a very fire-oriented team. Let me see if I have some water TMs floating around that I might have picked up here and there. Icy Wind. Ooh. Nope, it's a special move. I need some physical options. Bulldoze would be a good ground one. We're going to throw that on Richard. Let's see what else we've got here. Again, Dig, not bad. I'm going to throw that on Ash. I want to keep Howl. I prefer Fire Fang, so we're going to get rid of Flame Wheel. Let's see what else we've got here. Alright. We've also got Thunder Fang. We're going to put that on Ash. I've mentioned that being a favorite combo of mine. We're going to get rid of Bite for that. Alright, and one last pass through to see if there's anything I've overlooked. Not really seeing anything major. Alright, but with that said, Richard can go up front. And right behind, we're going to have Ash. That seems to make sense because type advantage, same type resistance, but then also move coverage. Pardon me, I need to grab a drink. Whoa, you can't be here. This base belongs to Team Star. If you don't clear out real quick like, I'll have to come at you in self-defense, you get me? Well, alright, throw them up. Well, alright, time for me to self-defense the snot right out of you. My guy, that term is getting overused here. A part of me loves, like, the star pose. It's dumb, it's ridiculous, and I love it. Go, Puppo! Go, Water Dragon! Just plow right over it. Yeah, go for the incinerate all you want. Just the giant flying water dragon just plowing right through their dog. Richard coming in and leaving no trace of what was behind him. I defended myself alright, but it wasn't enough. I don't think that was necessarily self-defense. It's not like I was so much threatening you, I just wanted to move past you. Man, you're crazy strong. Wait, are you that kid who declared war on Team Star? I prefer going by the name Ian, please. Whoa, thanks for the terrible news. Excuse me while I book it back to the rest of my crew. Hasta la vista. I would hate to admit that I would probably be a member of Team Star just because of the absurdity. Wouldn't have to play it up on the bad guy angle, but I would love the just absurd level of it. Cassiopeia told me to scope out the fire crew's base. I thought I couldn't give you some backup now that I'm through, but it seems you're all set. Huh? Oh, little fire guy. I came across one of these out in the wild, and I unfortunately failed to catch it. Is that you, Charlos? I thought so. What are you doing here? Is this yours? This is Carlos, the Shark Cadet. Big ol' Foomy Fooms. He's one of the Pokemon the Academy takes care of within its grounds. Charlos, hold up! And he ran off. Looks like he may have some connection to Team Star's fire crew. I'd better chase after him. Don't worry, I'll regroup with you soon enough. Honestly, and I know I'm not the only person who thinks this, a Pokemon game where you play as Team Rocket member would be a fantastic idea. There are several Pokemon mods that kind of make that the way you go about it. I agree it would be a fun experience. Unfortunately, I don't think, given the concept behind Team Rocket, it would be something they would be able to do without serious controversy. You've already got issues with like Pokemon as it is, based on who is it? PETA? PETA already getting out of hand. But if you take a team that is known for basically Pokemon fight clubs and animal abuse in the name of profit, yeah, it's kind of the reason they were the bad guys, you know? I agree it would be a fun thing to experience, and I've actually picked up a couple Pokemon mods that do that with the intention of playing them at some point. But yeah, like I said, there's kind of a reason they haven't let you. I see you dealt with the grunt standing guard. Nice work. Stationed inside that base is Team Star's fire crew, the Shedder Squad. Their boss Mela is the best all-arounder of the team. She fixes any and every problem thrown her way, though her methods are heavy-handed. Our declaration of war must have made her blood boil. I bet even now her grunts at harder work inside the base, trying to keep her fury under control. That means your best move is to take down all the grunts, nice and quick. Once there's no one left to help Mela keep her cool, she should come out to confront you. Ring the bell on the gates once you're ready to kick off this phase of the operation. Time to wipe the Shedder Squad off the map. I still don't know if that's supposed to be male or female, so right now I'm trying to give her a cadence of speaking that's almost more robotic, as if it's like an AI or a voice modular thing. Not that I can do that, you know, myself, but I'm trying to deliver that feeling. PETA complained about the one Pokemon game that actually had someone who more had their stance on it. Yeah, I'll be honest, N from the Black and White series was the closest they ever got to dealing with the topic of the obscurity of Pokemon, and the only reason that I felt like it was weird was we went for so many years being told that, like, actually it's totally fine if the Pokemon are down for it, and it's they actually do it for sport, and there's a dichotomy here that makes it okay. And then all of a sudden they were just like, but what if that wasn't the case and we actually made that canon in the games and we threw a bunch of issues at it? Don't get me wrong, it was great for the story building and it gave some great characters in that era of the game. But that caused some hiccups that I think some of which even got narratively retconned as they went forward in the game lore. Yeah, it's kind of a weird time, but I will say the Black and White era did give some of the greatest storytelling in their release. Careful now, Ian. Team Star has a unique way of doing battle. They call it a Star Barrage. To get through it, you'll need to use the R button to send out multiple Pokemon and have them battle at the same time. If your Pokemon get low on health, come back here and I'll heal them up for you. The grunts you'll be facing will heal up their Pokemon too, so stay sharp out there. Heads up, gang. Some jumped up kid has been wandering in here thinking he can raid our base. Clearly, he doesn't know who he's messing with. Let's teach him a lesson he won't forget. To our unwanted guest, if you can defeat 30 of our Pokemon in the next 10 minutes, our boss just might honor you with an appearance. Hopefully there's going to be a counter and I don't have to do this manually. Alright, so I can send out multiple at a time. Send out the R button to try and defeat a set number of Team Star's Pokemon before time runs out. When you're taking on the challenge, you can send out 3 Pokemon at the same time. That's great. You lose in a Star Barrage if all your Pokemon get too worn out to battle or time runs out. If one of your Pokemon can no longer battle, you can heal it with the vending machine. Press Y button to give up. Alright, well, we're not giving up. Alright, let's send you out this way. Wait, hold up. Oh, that's a terrible team setup. Oh, we'll go out this way with Growlithe. Really not the best thing I could be doing. Oh, how do I... Oh, God. No, join Nimble. Nimble's in a bad spot. Oh, I should have swapped my party around a lot better than this. Alright, just going to send you out that way. You're not going to do any battling. Where are they? Oh, okay, Apologies, guys, this is the first time I'm doing this. Nimble, you're going to go down. Frankly, that's not the end of the world. I shouldn't have brought you in here anyways, but mistakes were made. Alright, join in there. At this point, we're just tearing through. Do as much damage as I can, as fast as I can. Yeah, they are nothing but fire types everywhere. Alright, Ash is getting tired. If I wasn't feeling so confident that Richard could handle this solo, I'd be a little bit more worried. But Richard, you're gonna be the game plan here. You're carrying the whole team on your back. I'm sure that's nothing unusual for you, right? You know it would be terrible? If I'm running through this and they're just like, by the way, Team Star is going to send out shiny Pokemon. Absolutely dodge. The music is absolutely hitting it. Our defenses are breached. It's all up to the boss now. Alright, let's see that intro. God, this is such a dumb, cool thing. I love it. We saw this vehicle in the trailers before, and this is just absurd. And the character design is too good. Don't make me like a character just on appearance game. You got to give me some personality here. And again, guys, I'm sorry I don't do voices well, so I'm going to try. So you're the dope who picked a fight with Team Star. I don't know why you do something so stupid, and I don't care. You challenged us, so we'll beat you down. That's all there is to it. Prepare to get messed up. I'm not even going to try for a girl's voice. It's just not going to happen. I love the punk rocker feel. Right here, right now, you're going down. Alright, let's just bulldoze our way through this, Richard. This move will torch you till there ain't nothing but Ash left. Well, I mean, I could swap over to Ash. You sure you want to face Ash? I can do this. Listen to that, like the guitar work in the background of this song too. That's really good. This could be one of my favorite songs in the Pokemon franchise in a while, but, you know, this is coming from someone who likes the punk rock era of music. Alright, the burn really does hurt for the damage output. Alright, I got some burn heals. We're going to pop a burn heal, and then I'll see where the damage is at, whether I use a super potion or just jump right to a hyper. God damn, that music is good! Yeah, we'll go for the super. I'm gonna have to look this song up later. I wonder if... I follow a lot of musicians who do cover music. And some of them are like just all about their guitar work. I follow a couple guys that are on drums as well, but... I've got to see if some of the people I follow that I know do some killer guitar work have one of their own, like, their covers to this in their own flavor. Because I've got a couple in mind that would absolutely make a jammin' song to this. I'm gonna have to look into that. Alright, she's got one more after this, and the Torkoal was a stocky boy. Let's see what she follows it up with. I'm sorry, Revavroom? I ain't burned to a crisp just yet. The car! The car's a Pokemon! Is that really what we're doing here? Yo, fight the car now. What is with, like, the entire history of me doing Pokemon games and Gyarados just carrying everything? I'm not gonna lie though, if there is an actual legit car Pokemon, I'm gonna lose my mind. Remember, I'm born and raised in Detroit. It is! That's not what I'm looking at! That is its own unique Pokemon! That is dope, but I want one. Immediately put on the party. I'm born and raised in Detroit, man. Cars are kind of what we do. Alright, going through this, Richard, you have absolutely held your own. We are fighting the speed boost and the speed drops. But if this goes on too much longer, I might swap you out just to bring in someone different into the fray. Just to change up the flow of battle. This song has no justification being this good. This thing is just like speed boost after speed boost. Alright, yeah, that's starting to hurt. And unfortunately, we've only got one other Pokemon that's really equipped for the battle. Everything else is kind of happenstance. And there's no way we're going to bother trying to reduce its power with a burn. I could go for the Thunder Fang and try to really cut its speed in half. But I don't think there's going to be much value in that. Eventually the speed has to stop rising, right? How many times can it stack a speed boost? Well, that was a funny close-up we got there for a brief frame. At the frame I'm recording in, I don't even know if that's going to pop up. But we had a really weird close-up of the trainer. I knew I was coming in with like 2 Pokemon that would lead the party through. Honestly, wasn't sure they'd be holding on this well. Sorry, I was letting that bit of the guitar work go. I was jamming to that. Clearly biased on the part of the song that I really enjoy. I wonder if the other members of Team Star, alright, let's end it with a Thunder Fang, are gonna have decked out, souped up version of the Pokemon like we have here. And Ash holding on with the 1 HP to tear it apart. My nerdy outfit. Ugh. Is this really how it's gonna end? What a hassle. Is that really the send-off? About a year and a half ago. Again, man, what a hassle. Pulled it off just in time. Yo! What do we got going on here? We got some street punk. Some sort of exotic dancer. Fan of the D&Ds. And, I don't know what else we got going on in the background. Just some rich kid. I managed to get a bunch of Cadet to evolve. That ought to be enough power for the Starmobile and finally get that hunk of metal rolling. Glad tidings indeed, is it not so, Ortega? I'm just surprised she's not all hot air. Aw, shut it with the snide comments. You can be such an annoying twerp, you know that? As if you're any better, Mela. Being rude and saying mean things is literally your whole deal. That's not true, Orty. Oh, she's got a mask on. The girls at the academy have always been jealous of how cute Melly is. She just puts on a surly attitude so they'll stop picking on her. Although, I guess you're not wrong to say that her surly attitude is what people know her for. Hey, come on, not you too, Aerie. How about we leave it at that, folks? It's almost time for the big event. Yeah, Operation Star, it's finally happening. And the big boss? What pray is their plan? They already got in touch with the bullies and asked them to head over to the schoolyard. It's finally time, huh? Man, I'm stoked. The thrill's burning me right up. I burned through everything I had. And now I'm sputtered out. Well, guess this is where it ends. Richard! Richard, she's giving you the props! That Gyarados of yours really let us have it. Oh god, that walk cycle though! That was bad! Beating me in battle is a huge deal. So here, take the star badge and be proud of yourself. God, she was so cool until she decided to walk. Well, I'm at it. You can have this TM too. Not like I'm going to use it. She went from like, oh my god, I love this character, to, what? Just stand there. Just stand there and be cool. Don't move. Let me make one thing clear. I'm not giving these things to you. I'm giving them to your Gyarados. That's weird. You got what you came for. Now leave me alone. You're Mela from Team Star, right? There's a Pokemon I'd like you to see. Who are you supposed to be? A Charcadet. Wait. Well, if it ain't Charlos, what you doing here, buddy? Well, it seems he came to this base looking for you. You did? He's very attached to you, isn't he? Yeah. I used to play with him every day. Back when I was still going to school. I can even tell more or less what he's thinking just by looking at the way his flames move. You have any idea what Charlos wanted to visit you? Charlos. To me, it looks like he's saying he wants you to come back. Just shut it already, would you? They say Team Star has holed itself up in these bases to plot something against the Academy. Were you aware of this? First I've heard of such a stupid rumor like that. Man, nothing's changed since back then. Everyone's still spouting garbage. Then what about that modified car you were motoring around in just now? The Starmobile? We made that thing a long time ago, to help us out with the big fight. But we never actually used it against anyone before you two came looking for trouble. You never used it before. And what's this about a big fight? You ever heard of Operation Star? Operation Star? Not Operation Starfall. No, this is the first I'm hearing of it. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know. But for me and the rest of Team Star, it's a memory we'll always treasure. How are you taking your villain group and making me feel bad for kicking their butts? Also, I really need to heal up. Ian? It's me. It seems Mela no longer carries her star badge, the symbol of her status as a boss.
She gave it to you, did she? I see. Now that there's no boss to lead them, the rest of the Shedder squad shouldn't last long. Oh, Nella. Sorry, got caught up in my thoughts for a second. Now, about your reward. I'll transfer some LP over to your phone, as promised. That was a pretty good chunk of them, too. Alright, we can get some more TMs. I took the liberty of adding some new entries to the range of TMs you can make at the TM machines. These new TMs should help you improve your Pokemon's battle capabilities even further. In any case, you did some solid work out there, so much so that you deserve an extra reward. Someone from my supply unit will be there soon to give you some materials for making TMs. I'm sure they're going to be here immediately. Hello. I'm Penny from the supply unit. You probably don't remember, but you got me out of a tight spot at the school stairs. Yeah, no problem. Glad to help. Oh, so you do remember. But I'm helping out with Operation Starfall as part of my independent study. You know, the treasure hunt. I'm good with machines and hacking and stuff, so I'll be working behind the scenes. So you're clearly the person behind the robot voice I've been doing. So here you go, your bonus from Cassiopeia. You should be able to make tons of TMs with those. And Cassiopeia said that you'll get more rewards each time you take out one of Team Star's bases. Also, I heard all about how you had your Pokemon charge into battle. Seems you were pretty amazing. With a trainer as strong as you on our side, I'm sure the operation will go just fine. There's 4 more squad bosses left, so good luck. I don't know if that's a boy or a girl. I'm very confused. But I like the Eevee bag, and I want one. Get me back to the Pokemon Center. We really need to heal up. Oh boy! A bunch of Tauros just spawning in the road. I need to go heal up. All the Tauros. Alright. What? It wasn't even in yet! That, when it comes to doing a Nuzlocke, that could be terrifying, having that happen. Hopefully the Thunder thing will do the job. Alright, I'm going to heal up, and I'm going to call the stream here for now. I'm probably going to play a little bit in between this and the next time I stream, but again, anytime I want to do any major progress, it will be streamed. I plan to be live again tomorrow, as well as hopefully every day for a little bit going forward. So thank you so much. Hope to see you all next time. Hope you have a good one. Bye.